Stop scrolling. This video is just for you. And your exams are just 30 days away. How much will be your final percentage? How you utilize these last 30 days? Can I still score 95% in boards? If you are a class 10 student preparing for boards 2026 and your exams are just 30 days away, stop scrolling. This video is just for you. As these last 30 days will decide how much will be your final percentage. Not your tuition, not how smart you are, but how you utilize these last 30 days. So, if you are thinking, syllabus complete नहीं हुआ, पढ़ा था but pre-boards में marks नहीं आए, you know, and can I still score 95% in boards? Then listen carefully. In this video, I am going to give you a 30 days must plan to score 95% in boards 2026. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to study, how to revise and implement that knowledge efficiently. So, watch till the end because this will literally increase your marks. Let's start from physics. In physics, you have 4 chapters, right? So make a formula sheet for each chapter and revise that formula sheet regularly. NCERT is your final boss. Solve all the solved examples and the back exercise questions, okay? Focus on ray diagrams and PYQs. Revise those PYQs, the question that you see most repeated in your PYQs, revise those questions regularly. And formula sheet, don't forget your formula sheet, revise that formula sheet religiously, okay? And in the 4 chapters, you have some important topics that should be your top priority so that you can fetch those extra marks. In light chapter, ray diagram and numericals from mirror lens formula and refractive index. From human eye, defects and their correction, power of lens, numericals. From electricity, power and numericals on resistance combination. They are most frequently asked. In magnetic effects of electric current, Fleming left hand rule and right hand thumb rule should be your top priority. Okay. Now let's move on to chemistry. Chemistry may make a reaction sheet. You have around 45 chemical reactions. Make a reaction sheet and revise that reaction sheet regularly. There are 4 chapters in chemistry. Among those chapters, carbon and its compound should be your top priority. Why? Because it is one of the most scoring plus most asked chapter in CBSE. Name reactions are very important. You have esterification, saponification, addition reaction, okay? For example, like these reactions, focus on these reactions, okay? Mind map. Make mind map for the complicated chapters. So you have all the chapters, okay? Now, obviously you're thinking ki ma'am, time nahi hai. How will I make the mind map now for all the complicated chapters and you know? So do not worry. In this video description, you have the whole playlist which jisme all subjects are covered. All subjects mind maps are there. Physics, chemistry, biology, SST, okay? Each subject mind map plus the most expected questions are there. So do check that playlist out, okay? In chemistry, in these 4 chapters, focus on these topics. From chemical reaction and equation, focus on the type of chemical reaction, balancing these chemical reaction and corrosion and rusting. From acid, bases and salt, focus on pH scale, reactions of acids and bases and indicators. From metals and non-metals, focus on chemical properties of metals and extraction of ores. That table you have of extraction of ores, it is very important. From carbon and its compounds, focus on IUPAC nomenclature, functional groups, chemical reactions of alkenes and homologous series. Moving on to the next subject, biology. So, biology we have 5 chapters. So, for those chapters, try to make a summary of each chapter. Try to make a summary of each chapter so that you just need to revise that summary only. And if you have not made that summary, watch any one-shot video of that particular chapter and make your summary, okay? Now focus on diagrams. Labeling, your main priority should be labeling those diagrams, my dear kids. If you make a diagram and label it correctly, it will fetch you extra marks than a normal picture. Plus, important keywords are very important. So whenever you are writing your answer, in each subject, do one thing. If you have important keywords, just underline those keywords with a pencil. Okay, underline those keywords with a pencil. Okay, do not underline whole sentence and everything. Just underline those important definition keywords and the words that you want your examiner to see. Okay, follow NCERT verbatim. That means your answer should be designed or written in such a way that it is taken from the NCERT, okay, not from any other reference books. So focus on NCERT. Your language should be NCERT oriented. Now, if you're solving PYQs, there must be some questions that are getting repeated each year or alternate years. Okay, so highlight those questions and solve those questions and revise those questions regularly, my dear kids. In these chapters, in life processes, practice diagrams, make mind maps. Again, do not worry if you do not have the time to make the mind maps. Just go in the description. You will have the playlist link. Okay, there you can find all the mind maps. Okay, so do not worry. From control and coordination, plant hormones, tropical movements, function of each part of brain is very important. From heredity, laws of genetics and its example, and all the blood groups, they are very important. In how do organisms reproduce, focus on asexual reproduction, types of pollination, importance of placenta and contraceptive methods. These are very important. From our environment, it is also biology chapter, numericals on 10% law, biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, biomagnification, bioaccumulation and ozone layer is very important. Okay, so focus on these topics, make them a priority. Okay, moving on to mathematics. So in mathematics, my dear kids, focus on the long answer type questions, the questions that carries around 4 to 5 marks. Okay, focus on those questions. Stepwise writing. Okay, in CBSE what happens is, even if your answer is wrong but you followed proper steps, every step is clearly mentioned and you followed a stepwise answer writing method, okay, you will get marks even if your answer is wrong. Okay, so focus on that in maths. If your calculation, by some calculation mistake answer galat ho gaya, do not worry. If you correctly applied the formulas and put the values, you will get the marks. Okay, make a formula sheet and revise. Again, maths में भी कितने सारे formulas हैं, so make a formula sheet and revise that formula sheet regularly. Now these are the high weightage topic from mathematics. You have arithmetic progression, surface area and volume, trigonometry and quadratic equation. So focus on these topics and prioritize them. In SST, okay, so you have around 80 marks in your SST. You can easily fetch 5 marks by mugging up map work. For map work, you have Tanvi ma'am's video. Do follow them. Complete map work simplified in one lecture. Okay, do follow that video and you can easily get 5 marks from that map work itself. Okay, now you have case-based question. You have around 12 marks case-based question. 3 questions you get, right? So try to solve them. You can do 1-2 case-based question every day in these last 30 days, and you can easily get these 12 marks. MCQs comes, like you have high weightage MCQs that comes around for 20 marks. Okay, so if you just correctly study those MCQs only, you can get 20 marks. Rest 43 marks, they depends on your presentation, how you present your answers. You use bullet points to write your answers. You use proper underlining your keywords. Okay, you have proper space, no cutting and everything. You're giving answer space. You have one answer, then you're giving some space, and then you're writing the other answer. Okay, so if you follow a good, nice, neatly organized pattern, you will get extra marks for your answer writing itself. Okay, so that's how you score 80 marks in your SST. Okay, to sum it up, what are the points you need to revise? Revision is your friend. Every day, give 2-3 hours for revision of formula sheet of physics and mathematics. For biology, the summary notes. For chemistry, revise the reaction sheets every day. For SST, revise the map work, okay, and try to solve 2-3 case-based questions every day. Okay, now presentation, focus on answer writing. Okay, try to write 1-2 answers every day, or I would say try to mock paper, take a mock test and sit down and have a timer around you, and using that timer, okay, in that 3-hour span, solve that entire paper. Alternate day you can do, solve that entire paper. This will help you immensely for your board exam because you're already prepared. You've already written the answers, okay? Although in a different environment, but you have written it. So you will have that confidence, my dear kids. Now, NCERT is your final boss. CBSE questions come from NCERT, okay? So if you solve the solved examples or the back exercise questions, probability is you will see those questions in your question paper, okay? So do not skip NCERT, solve each solved example and back exercise question from NCERT, okay? And all the best for your board exams. If you have any doubt, leave that in the comment section, and do subscribe to this channel for such amazing content. Thank you.